Hey, welcome back, guys. Another episode here, Minnesota Left-Handers. As always, here with my best bud, Nate, the owner and president of Minnesota Left-Handers himself. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a while. A lot of stuff going on. Live golf, Rory pulling off the win. Uh, I had my fantasy football draft this weekend. You had yours this weekend. I also had a baby. Lots of stuff going on.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh well, I guess on the heels of that, let's talk about our event here on September 17th, which we were unsure kind of behind the scenes. I guess I was unsure if you were going to be able to make it because I didn't know when the birth of this child was coming, but it's here now. And so the 17th has likely opened up for you.
Absolutely.
It's a lefty righty four ball. This means it's that's Ryder Cup language for best ball, right? So you and another person are gonna pair up, and you're gonna play your ball all the way down. So everyone's gonna count every shot, play your own ball, and keep the best score. $70 per person, $140 per team. That includes green fee, eligibility for payouts, entry to skins and the proxy games, and you get a sleeve it. You know, supply chain issues got us. I said Titleist balls, but the supply chain. I have the Strixons. They're the Z Stars. I went with the tour level ball, um, and so payouts to first, second, and one random draw, and yeah, fixing to be a good time.
Should be great. More and more teams are signing up too, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and you know what I think? You know what I think we're doing?
We're changing people's lives.
I think that's what's happening. I think that's what we're doing. With an event like this, that's the ultimate goal.
Yes, we're going to radio, dude. We're going straight to the radio.
Um, so yeah, it should be a good time. Have you been playing any golf? You get a chance, to play since we last recorded?
Um, God, Thursday did I go out? No. Friday I did. Me and a buddy went to Vintage and just played a little executive 9 hole.
Oh, sure.
Nothing fancy. Um, right where I'm normally at. Nothing good. Nothing exciting. So,
Okay.
what about you?
Yeah, I played Saturday morning, early, my usual, pre 6 a.m. round. Well, not quite because it's getting a little bit later in the year. Sunlight's a problem. But it was early, so I had some trouble.
I tried to activate my glutes as best I could in between, but they never stayed activated.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a problem. I don't know. Tiger and I, we have these problems.
This is a
It was
problem.
early. What they're supposed to do? They wouldn't activate. Um, I don't know. I played okay. It was good. No doubles. That's kind of key, right? You avoid the doubles. You're gonna score okay. So um, yeah, I'm hoping to play again this weekend. You know, save as much golf. They're bonus days almost at this point. The sun's starting to get a little bit few and far between. So no early morning, no late evenings. We gotta get out when we can.
Yeah, my golf's gonna be a little far and few in between with the new baby here. So, yeah, little baby girl born um, Saturday night, right in the middle of our draft. So, um, great transition for the draft. 10th pick, I had Christian McCaffrey as our 10th pick. So I got AirPods in on the phone with a guy that I had, Utility Sports, Austin Host. He went and sat in for me at the draft at Pebble Creek.
Oh, very.
And I
So
had
you
him on
auto.
my. No, it didn't auto draft. So I had him as my eyes and ears for the draft board, and I had my all my draft research stuff still on my phone. So I was just on my phone, and he was reading off the picks, and he's like, "What do you think of this guy? What do you think of this guy?" And we kind of put together a draft. Well, everyone in our league hates Christian McCaffrey, so I was the 10th pick. Christian McCaffrey fell all the way down to me. Second pick, Jamar Chase. No idea how he fell to him. Um, all the mock drafts that I've done, I'd never had him fall to me. And then the third pick, Mark Andrews. I mean, just
Wow.
10th pick, or 10th pick, and that's how our team started shaping up. So I got a couple of rookies that I wanted with my last 2 picks, but yeah, I'm excited for this year. What about you?
Nice. Well, those of you who listened to last episode where we had Austin from Utility Sports, I was able to take your advice. Surprisingly, Joe Mixon fell to me at 9. So I had to take him. The cheat sheet that I was looking at had Mixon as like the second running back, like the second best running back. So I was like, okay, got to do it.
Weird.
I got to call Charchian from K-Fan. So I went Paul Charchian's route there. Took his advice, but because I had the 9 pick, I picked again like 6 picks later because we have a snake. So we have 12 teams. So it went 9, 11, 12, 10. And then 12, 11, 10, 9. So then I picked again. And Nick Chubb was there. And that was who we had talked about.
Yeah, to go running back, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think it's two Belkaus, so I would imagine that, hopefully it turns up some points. My receivers leave a little bit to be desired. Jalen, is it Waddle? Waddle? Jalen Waddle?
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, shoot. I forgot who I took for my second wide receiver, but then I got Adam Thielen, who I think was a good pick. I'm going to argue it. You're making that face, but hear me out. The guy catches touchdowns. One, always has. He averaged like 1.2 a game last year. And now we have a coaching staff that doesn't hate receivers. So Kirk Cousins is going to throw the ball. And who better than Adam? Well, okay, Justin Jefferson's better than Adam Thielen. But Adam Thielen's going to catch the ball in the end zone. Sneaky good pick. Kyle Pitts fell to me too, so I...
Nice, dude. I wanted him so bad, but I didn't get him. Tight end wide receiver. He's just the best.
You're not going to see him blocking. He's not going to have to stand in for that. He's going to he's a wide receiver. I'm hoping that he's sort of in that top class of tight end this year. I'm not gonna. This is not a comparison. Don't put me, in some preposterous statements list. But Travis Kelce, where he's the guy he's catching footballs. His job is not to block. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And speaking of high class here, did you see this video on Twitter of Rory? All right. Let's not get carried away here. His little speech. Let me share this with you here. After winning the tour, look at what's in his hand here. Do you see this?
Is that
this a wine glass, dude?
To be the FedEx Cup champion for a third time, for the first player ever to do that, something that not even Tiger Woods has done. It's pretty good. Got to remind at least I got one thing.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that. He's your new business partner there, Chief. You guys are gonna carry the FedEx or the PGA Tour for the rest of as long as it lives around.
Right. That was actually a really cool post round for him. There was another clip I saw, and you may even have it, where he catches up or with Scotty Scheffler's dad or Scheffler's dad caught up with him. If you want, I think I sent you the link if you want to pull up one of those.
Yep.
It just you hit play on that. Did you?
Hey, no, that. Hey, I love you too. You tell Jeff. So did you? Great.
So proud of you. That's amazing.
Oh.
You kicked butt today. Great job.
You got Justin over your way now. Hey, let Justin in. Justin, see.
Press golf.
Hey, sorry. No, that.
He just walks up to him. Sorry.
The first thing he does to Scheffler's dad is apologize. It just shows that, I think what you see with Rory is what you get. It's who he is. He's wearing it all out on his sleeve. and I like that about him. I suppose you didn't get to see much of the end of that, probably.
I did not. No.
The championship. I mean, so we talked about the different starting positions, right, in the last episode, where Scheffler started with like a 2-shot lead, because of his play earned him that throughout the course of the year, and kind of incrementally down players had a little bit of a disadvantage. I don't know where Rory started, if it was 6 under or 4 under or whatever it was, but he caught him on the 70th hole, which is hole 16 of the last day. And it was just kind of at that point that you could just see Scheffler kind of, I don't know if he lost focus or what, but he just was not hitting good shots. And Rory put it off the tournament grandstands twice. Like, it wasn't like it was great. I think he did on 16 and then again on 18. So it wasn't like it was, he played super well, but it was enough. And it just felt like Scheffler had a couple bad chips, a couple bad bunker shots, couldn't get it back together down the stretch, and Rory pulled it out. You've got a clip here. I don't know, with someone who it looks like Rory, a fan who it looks like Rory has maybe a relationship with, who he sees a lot.
Yeah, this way. All right, boys. Tyler, good seeing you this week. You need to come more often. I usually win when you're here.
Great. We're 2 for 2 on Sunday. Okay, good.
2 for 2 on
You have
Sundays.
someone.
There you go.
We're just gonna give Roy.
Yeah, this way.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so-
you can't hate the guy. He's a great human being.
No,
I hate him. But he's a great guy.
You're the one who dubbed him the Golden Boy.
The golden child, yes. Yeah.
Golden
I mean,
child.
he's the PGA's like Simba.
Did you see how much money he won at the Tour Championship?
18 mil?
$18 million for
Well,
winning that tournament.
They needed it. I mean, the money these guys are making over at Live, you know what I mean? That's
And
chump change.
We're gonna see a lot more of that
Mhm.
into next year as some of those elevated events hit $20 million.
So, talking about like Live PGA stuff, another thing that you shared with me that's actually kind of hilarious is this little tidbit here. Tell us a little bit about this.
So, yeah, this video you have up is Daniel Rappaport, who is not now, but for most of this past year and maybe a year or so before that, he was a writer for Golf Digest. He's like 27 years old. And we're going to look at an article, a blog post that he wrote as soon as we see this video. He, honestly, there's a link, and it'll be in the description of today's video. He wrote an article, really more like a feature story, on a guy named Morgan Hoffman, who, like, he went in search of like alternative medicines because he was a great college player, was supposed to be up there with the Justin Thomases, whoever else kind of came out at that time. He's 29 years old, so he's right kind of in that age group, this Morgan Hoffman. But he got muscular dystrophy, and all of these medicines weren't working, and so he went off to Costa Rica in search of like alternative medicine, and off the grid, like gone from pro golf, just trying to get better. He's losing all his muscle mass, all these things. Rappaport went and spent a bunch of time with him, wrote an article about it. Like I said, it's in today's description. It's awesome. I was hooked on Rappaport as a journalist at that point. So when this came up, it was interesting to me. The Barstool golf angle, I don't know. I suppose we just say it. The Foreplay Pod guys. That's just kind of who they are, right? He kind of mentioned like he was just feeling like something in him felt like he needed to talk about golf in a new way. He felt, I don't know, stifled or just like there were too many rules and regulations and stuff that goes with kind of the traditional golf medias and what those guys do. And those guys would be in the same category as the Fire Pit Collective guys who we've cited before, or the No Laying Up guys. They're just kind of these guys who are out talking about golf, filming themselves golf, and just having fun, but they've grown to be a somewhat respected voice in golf media, but they just do it differently. And that's what Rappaport wanted. And this video is, well, how would you describe this video?
This is a play on PGA tours or PGA players leaving the PGA to go to the Live. This is him making fun of those guys.
Yeah, and I don't know that we need to play the full 2.5, but maybe.
Aren't you a big J? What the fuck are you doing here?
To be perfectly honest, this was a business decision for me, first and foremost. I wanted to get paid more to write less. More time at home to spend with my dog. And I think the format, the new format of a couple of dudes pressing play and talking about sports, I mean, it's really, really innovative. And what the guys have been able to accomplish here in a short period of time, a bunch of really, really mediocre golfers who just seem to freak out whenever a golfer even looks in their direction. For those guys to build the biggest golf media brand around, it's super impressive.
So yeah, he kind of goes on and he keeps on playing with these guys, but he's talking about I got to spend more time with his family. Who's the golfer that only has the dog and he's saying that stuff?
Yeah, it was. You might be talking about Abraham Answer.
Yes. Yep.
Who, as far as I know, doesn't have a wife or kids. And again, not taken away from your parents and your brothers and sisters.
Right. But it's just funny.
I want to spend more time with my family. Okay.
You have a dog.
Right.
So this is kind of that plan stuff, which is pretty funny. But yeah, he's got this big article on why he's doing it, and sorry, let's share the right one here on Barstool, and they just kind of did that video as kind of a funny play intro, I guess. Would you call it?
Yeah, and he actually wrote a pretty serious, I don't know, heartfelt blog post about why he left, and two of the quotes that sort of stuck out to me there. One of them was, "For the last 5 years, I've been traveling around the world, writing and getting to know the best golfers on the planet. First at Sports Illustrated and then at Golf Digest. These are two of the truly iconic legacy media brands in America, and my name graced their pages. 12-year-old Danny would be beaming with pride, but 27-year-old Danny couldn't shake the desire to do something different." So then on with reference to kind of his joining these guys at Barstool, he said it was never a realistic possibility until this year's U.S. Open, when Riggs, who kind of leads up that whole group, casually asked me to hop on the podcast. I didn't think much of it since I'd been on Foreplay before. I figured they'd ask a couple of golf questions, I'd blabber for 15 minutes, and life would go on. But right before pressing the record button, Riggs asked me if I had 90 minutes to spare. Then he opened the podcast by introducing me to the audience and asking a bunch of Danny-centric questions. I'm not sure if they viewed it as such, but in my head, it was an audition. I'd like to think I fit in pretty seamlessly since that day, or on that day. And once it was over, I couldn't help but fantasize about all the cool and stuff we could do together if I joined the team. So I sent Riggs a flirty text message, something like, "Damn, the chemistry was pretty on point," and he responded with exactly what I'd hoped, that he'd been thinking about adding Rappaport to the team, and they should talk about it next week. So it just, I don't know, kind of a cool deal for that guy, to kind of live out your golf dreams and do exactly. Once you realize your playing career isn't going to lead you down this path, which for so many of us, it doesn't. But there's all these guys doing podcasts, and here we are too.
I am on point with these transitions. So talking about Daniel Rappaport changing careers, let's talk about some other people changing their careers. Most importantly, Mr. Cameron the Mullet Smith.
Can I stop you there for just a second, because I have some other breaking news. I got a little insight into what happened in that players meeting with the PGA Tour.
Okay, let's hear it.
Tiger, those 22 players. With regard to the PGA Tour and Liv and Greg Norman, I heard this quote.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
So I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Maybe that's a direct quote. Maybe I'm being facetious. I guess we'll never know. But I think that they don't want a newcomer coming in and steal the show. So you said Cam Smith left. Did we see this coming?
you know, Cameron Percy, damn him for opening his mouth. If anything's going to happen, it's going to come from Cameron Smith. Remember that. Well, Cameron Smith told us he's leaving. He's headed to live, but he took the money.
We're out. He's out of here. We're done here.
We're done. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of other guys, kind of some unmentionables. Mark Leishman, you know him.
Mm-hmm.
He was semi relevant there for a little bit. You know, nothing crazy huge. Jaquan Neiman, never even heard of this guy.
That would be Joaquin.
Yeah, Jaquim. Never heard of Harold Varner. Heard of him. Cameron Triangle.
Yes, Cameron Triangle. We all know him as, big name on the golf tour. So no, it looks like two of those guys, Varner and Tringali, are Americans, but this is becoming more and more the global league. You know what I mean? Like it's these international guys who are going, and there's some sort of pull there, and I don't know what that pull is, why those guys are so much more attracted to it, but it is just decimating the two team competitions. Look at the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup. If those guys are to be banned from those teams, which as far as I know they are, as much as I was predicting that the President's Cup was going to be really competitive with guys like Cam Smith on there, that's changing. If they can't play, right?
I mean, all these guys are saying, oh, these guys going over to live are washed up. Well, Cameron Smith might be like right in the middle of his career. And if he doesn't make it competitive, I mean, that whole argument of it not being competitive starts to go out the window when guys like this are leaving to join live.
He changes the whole broadcast aspect. Like, I don't know what you do in the short term here because the PGA Tour has all the broadcast rights figured out with NBC and CBS. But there's way too many people who are going to want to watch Cameron Smith play golf. And so they got to...
Myself included.
There's no... I mean, it's where are they streaming? On Facebook and YouTube right now? They're going to have to get this on mainstream television.
Let's go Disney. ESPN, pick them up.
Well, and that very much could be the direction they go because I don't think ESPN has a golf contract right now.
So I don't, we're supposed to end this with some fantasy football and all that fun stuff, but let's take it another step further here. Instead of fantasy football, let's talk about the Vikings. I know you probably don't follow them as closely as I do, but they just cut to a 53-man roster.
The final cuts are because all three preseason games are over, right?
Yeah, Sean Mannion gone, dude.
He's gone. Okay,
and I thought he was gonna make the team, especially with them trading for Mullins to which I thought he was gonna replace Mond. Well, they didn't keep Mond either, so we got Kirk Cousins and Nick Mullins.
Okay, so that's what I thought. I thought I saw Mond was cut. So he was cut.
Yep.
Kellen Mond. They gave that guy 1 year. I mean, new coaching staff's going to want who they want. But I'm surprised that he only got 1 year.
Yeah. There's not too many notable names, notable departures, if you will. Per the Vikings, but they did make a trade with Pittsburgh and got rid of a guy. So right now we got QB, we got Kirk Cousins, Nick Mullins, Delvin Cook, Alexander Madison. Obviously, that Ty Chandler that was doing really good. He made it. I anticipate him playing on special teams a little bit. And that Wong Wu, we still got him. Believe it or not, we kept a fullback. Mr. Homer, CJ Ham, he's staying with the team. And then BC Johnson, he tore his ACL.
He did.
Yes, in the third preseason game. So we are without BC. So our wide receivers are going to be Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Osborne. Those are going to be our three main guys. And then we got that Smith Marset and Jalen Naylor kept him.
But it would have been BC Johnson was kind of in line to be that fourth wide receiver.
Yep, sure. In the slot, he was definitely a slot guy. Thankfully, we got Irv Smith back, so that's going to be huge. Hopefully, he can stay healthy.
Big expectations for that guy, right? Irv,
he did so well his first year.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of in the shadow of Rudolph, if I recall.
Yep.
But
Rudolph was at the 3M. I seen him. Did you see him?
Yeah, we saw him. He signed with, I want to say, the Bucks. I think he's down with Tom Brady.
That would be cool.
Because Gronk's gone. I don't know if they still have Cameron Brate, but I thought he signed with Tampa Bay.
Yep, he's with Tampa.
So good for him.
Good for him. And Conklin, our other tight end, he went to the Jets. Tyler Conklin, right?
Okay.
I think.
And he was not nothing, if I recall.
He was decent. Yeah, he went to the Jets. And then obviously we got the Minnesota Moving Company, as Paul Allen would call it. Bradbury, Cleveland, those some of our big guys, Ingram, Brian O'Neill, those guys have been here for a while. But nice to see back on defense. We got Daniil Hunter back after his injured year, and Zadarius Smith from Green Bay. Their defense basically came to the Minnesota Vikings, which is pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
We no longer have our linebacker,
Chad Greenway.
No, Anthony Barr. He went to Dallas. So Eric Kendricks is going to be our linebacker. Jordan Hicks. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. We still got Harrison Smith, Patrick Peterson. He's kind of washed up, but we got some. Our secondary is going to be something to be reckoned with. And guess what? We kept a kicker for more than a year. So Greg Joseph back.
That's a positive of Zimmer being gone.
We could still have Carlson, but he is with Vegas kicking records over there. I don't know if you've seen in his preseason game, he nailed a 58-yarder.
Of course he did. My biggest problem with Zimmer the whole time he was here, and the list is long. If we could have a whole podcast on my problems with Mike Zimmer. He ruined kickers, man. Dan Bailey was a good kicker when we got him, and just I don't know. He blamed his kickers for a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't. I didn't like the way that he handled the media at all.
He didn't give him a chance. So I mean, it was definitely not something Zimmer's was good at, anyways. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I would say pretty successful podcast stream. Everything went well here.
I have one question for you before we wrap. Back to what's that?
You always have surprise questions that I'm never prepared for.
I know. I got it, and I want to know your thoughts. We had a meeting. 22 PGA Tour guys seem to commit. Those guys are like, yes, we're in. We're going to make some changes. The PGA Tour is going to be the place to be, right? Then today we get 6 defections over to live. These guys could have already decided that they were going pre this PGA Tour meeting, so they may not have been swayed by this meeting. Do you think in the off season here, granted we've got this fall series or whatever, but basically we're in the off season for most of the main guys. Do you think we will see any more big name defections to live, or do you think it's kind of done?
I don't know. I would say it's done. I think the guys I think Liv would have wanted to make that splash right after the FedEx with these names to add as many names as they possibly could to it.
And they did. This was a splash for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if they were trying to get any more, it would be crazy if they started taking some of these guys that got their PGA Tour card that just got done.
Mm-hmm. You started pulling them. Or one of the guys from that meeting, you know.
Oh yeah, one of the
Now
22 guys, Ricky Fowler's just out all of a sudden.
Now it's like a Trojan horse. All right, guys, I was in that meeting. You know, here's what I can tell you. You know, I don't know.
God, that would be terrific.
I tend to side with you on that. My only thought is maybe Hideki Matsuyama goes.
Oh yeah, there was rumor that he was gonna go though.
Yes, I don't know. He would be the only one who I think may still go. But I think the dust is gonna settle. In my opinion, the dust is gonna settle here with those are your live guys. These are your PGA Tour guys, and man, we see what kind of rocky road the next year is, because it's gonna be a bit messy, I think.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Need a little drama, Tiger Woods, they don't crash in his car anymore or doing anything crazy, so we need some drama in the golf world.
That's right.
All right, buddy. Well, it's been great. It's been real. Till next time, I'm sure we'll have something coming up here soon with our Fourball here's coming up shortly. We're gonna do some guerrilla warfare marketing and get some people out there. It should be fun.
Yeah, people are starting to sign up. You can look at the flyer on the screen again here. That is like posted in all of my pinned posts, my highlighted posts, or whatever, however they call them on their different social media sites. So like, follow, subscribe. That helps us a ton. Get the word out. And if you know a righty, you know a lefty, tell them about us. We're looking to grow. So everything you can do helps.
All right, guys. Thanks for the listen. Like, subscribe, follow, as always. Please help us get our name out there and help us become something a little bit more. And thank you, Nate. Been great.
Been fun. Till next time.